welcome back to coverage of YCS Milan 2018. We're here with Stephen from Belgium. Stephen, thank you for coming here. It's great having you here. How do you feel?
I feel great. Yeah, a lot of people, so it's very exciting. Yeah, definitely.
Okay. First of all, I think you've been for quite a while a part of the Yu-Gi-Oh community, and I was wondering, how did you get in touch? How did you start playing Yu-Gi-Oh?
I think the first time I played Yu-Gi-Oh was somewhere in 2004, picking up the Game Boy games, World Championship 2004, I think. And then the cards, there were 3 promos with it. And a friend from my brother actually bought a couple of booster packs. And my brother and his friend were playing in real life, and I was like, oh, that seems cool. And I already started, I believe, with Sinister Serpent, was one of the promos. And eventually I got into the game with the Summer Tour. And yeah, first nationals and locals, and that's when it started.
Okay, yeah. Okay. And I remember that there was the Game Boy game. I can't remember the name, but Sinister Serpent was one of the most sought after cards back then. Yeah,
exactly. Because back then it was very important to get your +1, and like during code formats. So Sinister Serpent was already like an expensive card, and thanks to the Game Boy games, I already had one. So. Yeah, that's...
You were good to start.
Yeah, I had a good start. And also because of the games, you got like a wide range of accessible cards. So I think, at least I felt comfortable going into tournaments because of the knowledge of the Game Boy games. Okay, you were playing against computers, but still you had some knowledge about like a wide variety of cards.
Yeah, okay. So would you advise other players to like start with Duel Links or digital Yu-Gi-Oh game before going to a bigger event? Do you feel like it's a good start?
In today's format, like 2018, the current format is very hard. I mean, if you want to start like current modern Yu-Gi-Oh, it's with links and Exceed summoning, Synchro summoning, Pendulum summoning. It's very hard to get into the game, but starting locals, Duel Links, Duel Links. I mean, it's still quite different with only, I think, 3 monsters you can summon. I'm not into Duel Links, but I mean, to get how the game works with spells, traps, monsters, Duel Links might be something to get into and getting the game, like comfortable with monster summoning and game mechanics.
You know, you learn the mechanics. Okay, so, and later on you decided to go to YCS.
Yeah.
So why? Also, what made you come to YCS?
I like back in the old school days, there was a meta game years ago in the States, and whenever there was a Shonen Jump, like today's YCSs, people and my locals and friends were also always very hyped to like read the coverage, and all the American players like, oh, it's very nostalgic for me. And when there was the first YCS announced here in Europe, I think it was Bochum or Paris, 2010. Yeah, and we were all like, oh, it's really close by, maybe like a 2-hour drive. Let's go. And a lot of people from locals also went. And that's, I think, one of the biggest reasons why first we started to go to big events. And we are still going to big events because of the local community I have, and probably other people also have.
And how was Polk Home 2010? Do you still remember? How was your first like YCS experience ever?
Years ago. That's like more than 8 years. I remember. I'm not really sure who won the event, but I think it was with Doom Caliber Night or Debris years ago. But my experience, I think it was one of the first times like going to a huge event, like over, I don't know, at least. Things that I was used to was locals maybe and nationals in Belgium, but those were maybe 200 players, 300 players. But then you go to a YCS, double back then, maybe even more, and I was like, wow, the atmosphere is so different. Yeah.
I was at Polk Home 2010 as well as a player back then, and I was so impressed by the size of the whole event. Like I think we had 800 or 1,000 players back then, and it was like, as you said, it's completely different atmosphere. Then, I guess you played a few YCSs, and then you switched. You've started doing community work, like with your own YouTube channel. What was the motivation behind this?
I started with friends, like very casually. I mean, I didn't have the intention to coverage from events, but I think it was in World Championship in Amsterdam 2011, where a couple of local friends, we rented like a small bus to drive to Amsterdam. It was really close by. And then I decided to record the screens, like the small venue screens, because there was like no video coverage from Worlds. And I remember it very well back in 2011 when I got back home on Saturday, day one of the event from Worlds. I immediately uploaded a couple of videos, and the next morning my channel like tripled in subs. It was from 300 to 1,000. I was like, wow, 1,000, wow, crazy. And that's how it started. That was the moment that started. Yeah.
And I guess this appreciation is the thing that keeps you going.
Yeah. It's especially because one of the most important factors that keeps me going is my locals. I mean, there's like today here in Milan, Malpensa, there are still a lot of people from Belgium, locals, Belgium, that are attending, and that's definitely one of the bigger things that keeps me going and keeps me interested in going into these bigger tournaments, YCSs,
It seems like you're investing quite a lot of time in your channel, and in my opinion, I think, I wonder why. Like, does it pay off, and what do you get in return? That's what I was wondering.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing that keeps it going and keeps me going and keeps me like investing, because it's actually a lot of time invested in making one video, is the appreciation. And that's also one of the reasons why I still like going to these events, is people really coming up to you and say, man, I really enjoy your work. It keeps me going. It keeps I took one of your builds, I tried it out, made some modification, made some adjustments to your build, and I like it. Thanks for that. That's one of the things that I'm a shy guy, so I don't. It's people like asking selfies and so. Again, I'm very shy, but that's something that's. I mean, it's always appreciated that people come up to you and say that they appreciate what you're doing.
I can imagine that. Now, looking back into 2018, did you have a personal highlight? Anything that comes up in your mind?
Maybe the 200 YCS Utrecht was very important, and also a lot of people present. I think from what I can think now here, very quickly, I think the 200 YCS is like a milestone this year. Yeah.
Also player-wise, like we had 2,400 people.
Exactly.
It's the biggest YCS we've ever had on European soil, and overall, I think we had 7,600 players attending the 200 YCS worldwide.
Worldwide.
So it's incredible. So basically, that's also one of my personal highlights.
Right.
Did you play any event 2018?
Because of the ordeal match, I always registered, but due to some other hobbies, and most of the time I really want to attend the events, but most of the time just a couple of rounds. And it depends on which friends are still in the tournament, but most times at like 6 or 7 p.m. we just leave to be at a decent hour to get some food and like enjoy the environment, other than like playing the whole day. I'm too old for that. I can't do it anymore. No.
So you're more into the community casual thing rather than the competitive thing?
Back in the old school days, like until 2009, 2010, I was really very competitive. But also because of other hobbies and YouTube and other things, it's life just itself. Life itself, exactly, a job. It's just too hard to, like other pro players, to keep up with the game and play test every evening. No, it's priorities. Too much.
Okay. Now, switching topics, how do you feel about the new Forbidden Unlimited list?
It was a start. It's a start. I mean, the game now, it feels it's day and night if you can compare it to years ago. But like banning Firewall Dragon is something that definitely needed to happen, but there's still so much more that needs to be done to make things feel healthier again. I think that's the correct word. And we see today that one of the examples is Firewall Dragon is banned because of Danger FTK from YCS London. But like now, a lot of people a lot of good players are still playing an FTK deck with Slash Draw, like Saryuja Draw, and still so crazy that there are still a couple of cards like Soul Charge they are still legal, and yeah, it's hard. And if you talk to players, they always mention why are cards like Soul Charge still legal to play, and yeah, that's one of the things that the ban list is good. It's a very short one, but more needs to be done.
In my opinion, they addressed a few very problematic cards. I agree. Yeah, there's still long way to go, but we are on a good way.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Stephen, thank you very much.
Okay,
thanks for taking your time. Thanks for being here.
Yeah.
And thanks for all the community work you're doing.
Okay, awesome.
We appreciate.
Thanks. Yeah.
Thank you very much. See you next time.
Okay. Thank you.
Bye.